welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. Rodrigo, we have secured a base.
That's right. Last time.
And now it's party time.
Yes.
On Critical Hit.
Yes.
In bed with Batman.
What?
Oh, you got to be a part of our Discord server to understand that bit. So
After the robot apocalypse.
yes.
All right. So that's okay. You guys did in fact secure a base and spent some time being conked out from dealing with some NHP nonsense, but you're mostly better now. And after meeting some of the engineering department and having your mechs repaired and upgraded because some of your licenses came in, you got a message that there was going to be a mission, a meeting about the next mission at the basically first thing the next morning. Is there any, let's say, minor stuff that anybody does before that, either late at night or in the morning?
I think just make sure that, all of our, regular supplies like personal med kits, rations, batteries, are all together.
Yeah.
Going through the facilities to figure out which areas I'm going to commandeer to make my labs, or which labs I'm going to end up commandeering.
Yeah, basically the engineering department has created a labs area. So if you look at the map of the facility, again, this is like huge. Right, it's like enormous. So they basically cut out. If you look at the staging area, and you look at the 3x3 square and the, let's say, northwest corner, they basically made that their labs, and they've put up some walls and stuff, and they, because this gets them closer to the hangar, the warehouse, and the printing bay. So presumably somewhere in there you could have your own lab, unless you very specifically wanted to do something else.
No, you said up in near the printing warehouse, or
no,
just
here,
the corner of the staging area. Okay.
Yeah. So it depends what you are wanting to do. If you want some place to keep live bees, then there's basically no place on the inside of the facility that's going to facilitate that. It's not going to be forget about the fact that it's going to be bad for people to be around live bees. It's going to be bad for the bees. So, you might have to talk to someone about setting you up a dome outside somewhere now that the reservoir's been drained.
I mean, they're bugs. They don't need oxygen. Just put them in the void. They'll be fine.
The oxygen's not the problem. The problem is that they're not going to be able to find plants and stuff in here. They're going to get sucked into vents and things like that.
Yeah. No, getting the live bees going was going to be a longer project.
Okay.
To make sure that, excuse me, because we'll need to look at all the active fauna on the planet to make sure that which bee species I can actually bring up here that will be able to thrive and not cause things to go worse.
Okay. Yeah. So in that case, you're able to secure a workbench in the engineering area.
And that workbench will slowly expand throughout the engineering area as projects go on.
Sure.
If you bring wasps, I'm burning the whole place down.
He's the bees.
Breed.
I'm just saying.
Well, that's just his nickname. He's actually Dr. Arthropod. Just bees is catchier.
Be aware that's not in
Let me get into full-on arthropods.
What'd you say, Rob?
I would say if we let me get into full-on arthropods, I'm gonna go ballistic with it.
Dr. Lobster.
I'm gonna stay in the bees, wasps, social insects variety.
All right. Yeah.
Don't
Just
let it do that.
wasp and wasp relatives.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Stay.
So, yep, you're able to basically find an open workbench and they put it to the classic high school thing of just putting all your stuff there and flaring your nostrils at anybody that gets near it. And then they leave it alone. Okay. You guys get some rest. You would think that after sleeping for what did we say? 40 hours?
Yeah, something like that.
That you wouldn't be very sleepy, but as it turns out, it must not have been very restful sleep because as soon as you get somewhat comfortable, you guys kind of drift off to sleep pretty fast. You are given a big meeting room with some bunk beds. Are you guys arranging them in any way, or just for tonight, just climbing in there and sleeping?
Yeah, I'll just climb in and fall asleep.
Just find two that go together and fly across them.
Okay.
And I'll make sure that mine is secured to a wall or something like that before going to sleep. Something that's a load-bearing structure.
All right. Well, the night goes by uneventfully. Who gets to the meeting first?
I will.
When you get there, so first off, during this time, you've also been given some tokens to print some personal stuff. You could have opted to not make that clothing and make it something else or just save them. If you opted not to have it be clothing, then basically the clothing that's available to you is a gray jumpsuit. Otherwise,
Yeah,
you do get
that's
to
not
print out
cool.
some clothes. Okay. So what does Chameleon print out and wear to the meeting?
He's got some kind of loose-fitting khaki pants with some lace-up boots, and the pants are tucked into the boots. There is an undershirt, typical undershirt with a blue jean overshirt on top of that, and then a leather jacket on top of that. Or really, it's more like probably more like a hoodie, and then an outer coat on top of that. So it's like 4 different layers there.
Okay.
The hoodie is flipped up over his head.
Okay. When you get there, you see that Red Iron is there. So the meeting room, it's a large meeting room with a big sort of conference table in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
There are screens all along the walls, and there's sort of like a big main screen on one wall, basically the wall that is on the short side of the table,
Mm-hmm.
right? So on one of the short sides of the table is the entrance. On the other side is the biggest screen. When you get there, there are 2 people here. One of them is Red Iron, who is messing with a tablet and seems to be talking to someone. And then the other person here that you see is Chio, who's one of the engineers. And she, clearly Red Iron is not talking to her. She is also looking at a tablet, but does not seem to be engaged in conversation with him. Once again, Red Iron is kind of a short guy, dark hair, salt and pepper hair, thick unibrow, kind of an RBF going on.
Mm-hmm.
Light brown skin, sort of hazel eyes, kind of a gruff, short guy. And you realize after just a second that he's talking to Absab. Chia, once again, is she's in her 20s. She's thin, has light skin, brown hair, kind of a bit of a hook to her nose, epicanthic folds, is dressed in a I want to say khaki jumpsuit. I think I gave the engineering people khaki jumpsuits. So, yep. And she's on a tablet. And then as he's talking, you see that at the center of the table, you guys know, like in modern like conference rooms, so there's that like phone device that
Yeah.
everybody has to scream into because it doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
So there's something like that, but on it, you see that a little hologram has appeared, and it's like a small version of Absab's hologram, which is like this sort of globulous sphere with two eyes, but the eyes are like on top of each other as opposed to being side by side. And it does kind of seem to move and respond to Red Iron as he's talking to it. It just kind of gives you like a focal point to talk to Absab. When you walk in, Red Iron is wearing like a sort of, not necessarily like it kind of looks a little bit like a military officer's uniform, but it doesn't have any medals or insignia or anything. It's just kind of like a
high collar.
Yeah, high collar, bit of a whatever, like shoulder pads, like a little, like just like stiff shoulder pads rather than like big shoulder pads or anything like that. It's like light gray and has kind of like, we'll say that the sleeves, like kind of the cuffs of it are, let's say blue, let's say dark blue. But otherwise he's wearing gray.
Okay.
When you walk in, he acknowledges you and motions for you to sit anywhere.
Oh, we got to play that game, huh? I'm going to sit. Where's he? Head of the table?
He's at the head of the table, but he's not sitting down right now. He's kind of like messing with like slides and stuff.
Okay. I will sit 2 chairs down from his right.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning.
How is Absab?
Oh, ask him.
Good morning, Absab.
Good morning, Chameleon.
Doing better today?
I am feeling ready for work.
Good.
How are you feeling?
A bit at unease, but otherwise okay.
What is the matter? Is there something I can do?
I don't.
Would you
think
like me
can.
to change the temperature? Humans are sensitive to temperature.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Very well. And he kind of goes back to messing with whatever him and Red Iron were messing with.
I nod at Hendrix.
Yep, she nods at you, gives you like a polite smile.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm all right. How are you?
Good enough. Will anyone else be joining us, or is this us and the rest of the crew?
Yes, there should be more people trickling in here soon. In fact, you know what? There's supposed to be another engineer here. I'm just gonna go get her.
Oh, okay.
And she like puts her tablet down and walks out of the room. You know, she doesn't like sprint or anything, but she like power walks out.
Okay. I just look at Absab's hologram and just kind of shrug my shoulders.
You get like when people smile with their eyes, you get something like that from him.
Yeah. All right.
Who comes in next?
Impact.
Okay. Did Impact spend any of his tokens on clothing?
Yeah.
Okay. What does he look like now?
Kind of like he did before, 6'4", 6'10" with the mohawk. But he's printed out, I don't know if leather is a thing, but a leather as sort of a hide pair of pants that can be used, actually for the protective purposes that one might use them for. Still wearing the boots from his hard suit, which it's just a thing. And then a leather vest, which kind of undermines the point of the protective factor, but also shows off his awesome collection of upper body tattoos. One of which is moving, which is kind of neat.
Oh,
yeah. And if you follow the crunch core, especially END, you'll notice that the one that's moving is actually the face of one of the big stars of the END promotion, a woman named Titania. So that's kind of cool.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That stuff is a big deal. Chameleon would likely recognize it in the same way that you literally, like you're out on the street and you see somebody with like a black t-shirt with like a buff guy or girl pointing at you, and it has like their name on it, and it's like Tiger. And it's like, well, that has to be a wrestling thing. So like you recognize it as an END thing.
Yeah.
Okay. What does Impact do when he gets in?
Hey, am I late?
Nope,
No, we're still
right
waiting
on
for other
time.
people.
Nice. Okay. Absab, how are you doing today?
I am feeling ready for work. How are you?
No, same as it ever was. Any particular chair for me today?
No. Pick whichever chair you want.
Cool.
Something is in the pipes.
I'm sorry, what?
Pick whichever chair you want.
What do you mean something is in the pipes?
I'm sorry?
You said something is in the pipes?
I do not recall saying that.
I look at Red Iron with a quizzical look.
He did not pay attention to it. He's like looking through something. And at this point, Chio comes back in and she is basically dragging Kimber, who is another engineer, also in her 20s, very light skin, red hair, much puffier eyes than normal. It really looks like she has literally been dragged out of bed.
Is there any like stationery, something to write with?
You have a tablet available.
All right,
There's
I'll just
also
quickly.
Also, if you'll recall, you grabbed some stationery, so you could have some on you.
Yeah, but that's for some other
Okay. All right.
plan. But okay, so yes, I will reach into my breast pocket, pull out a piece of paper and a pencil, and I will write, don't want to alarm anyone, but when Impact was having a conversation with Absab, out of nowhere, he said there is something it said there is something in the pipes. And then when we questioned it about it, it had no recollection of ever saying that. And I fold it into quads and I slide it over to Hendrix.
Okay. She looks at it, like nods and puts it in her pocket. She gets out her tablet, types out a message real quick, and you get something back.
Okay. I flick open my tablet and read it, knowing that this is going over an open electronic communication space.
Sure. It just says he.
Okay.
Who comes in next?
Tucson will.
Okay. Did he spend any tokens on clothes?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
He's wearing a brand new pair of blue jeans, brand new pair of running shoes, a brightly colored Hawaiian shirt, and a white undershirt on. The Hawaiian shirt, of course, is not buttoned at all.
Nice.
And then he's got a piece of string in his hand and piece of metal, looks like silver with some like turquoise stones in it, and he's seems to be trying to fiddle with it.
Looking sharp, Tucson.
Oh, thanks. The seat taken?
No seats are taken.
Fantastic. And he'll sit down in the seat right next to Impact and start pull out a pair of scissors, and he's working on this piece of string, and looks like a piece of jewelry maybe.
What's with the string?
Oh, well, the system didn't seem to know what a bolo tie was.
The Impact doesn't seem to know what a bolo tie is.
You
Is
don't
that
know
an old school thing?
Yeah, it's like a piece of jewelry that is back from Cradle, I guess we call it now. Yeah, Cradle.
Nice.
It's like a necklace, but usually use silver, turquoise stones, and or like this. He holds up the string around his neck with the two open sides hanging down, and places the metal oval shape right in the middle of it. I don't know. It used to be popular.
Well, looks cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if I'd wear it without a breakaway, but I'd have a tendency to get caught by things like that. So
Yeah, it can slide out pretty easy.
All right, who comes in next?
I will.
What's Dr. B's wearing?
The gray jumpsuit, as described previously, and a lab coat over it.
Very practical.
This is the one affectation that he needs.
So Dr. B's walks in and he sees who is already sitting there. Is he trying to sit next to somebody? Is he trying to even out the table? How does he pick his seat?
He'll sit across from the pair that are sitting. Are all three of them sitting right next to each other?
No, I imagine that Impact and Tucson are on the opposite side of the table from Chameleon.
Impact just Riker maneuvered whatever chair was closest. So yeah, probably.
Quick glance at either side and sit a couple of spaces away from Chameleon.
How does Bandwidth look when he comes in?
He comes in with a freshly printed, crisp looking, like gray kind of suit, like a uniform without any kind of insignia. But he's probably still a little getting up. He's coming in with like a cup of coffee or whatever form of drinkable caffeine there is, and like the jacket's unbuttoned a bit. And it's like, hey, morning all.
And
Hello, please find a seat.
Yeah, I'll pull a chair and sit down.
At this point, Ingrid walks in. Ingrid is a tall lady. She's got pretty dark skin, brown eyes, wears her hair kind of tied back. She's wearing a similar outfit to Red Iron and Bandwidth, just kind of that gray, like officer's suit kind of looking thing without any insignia. One thing that really stands out about her is that she has these like green, like iridescent scales on her face, like basically framing her brow down to her cheekbones. So they're kind of like making this like letter C shape around the outside of her eyes. They're a little distracting, but only until you get used to them. So Ingrid walks in and says, "Is everybody here?" And Alsab says, "Yes, I have taken roll, and everybody who was scheduled to be here is now here." Like, great. Can you establish the link? Sab says, "Link established." All right. She looks at you guys and smiles and says, "All right. So here is a mission briefing for you. But first," and she kind of motions at a screen, and the screen flickers, and on it you see a woman who is clearly live on this call. She is wearing a hoodie with a jacket over it. The hood is not over her head, so you can see her kind of violet purple hair with like a sort of like a single white streak kind of from the forehead to one of the sides. She is in her 40s. You recognize her. Some of you recognize her from the brief time that you saw her as Mother Rose, who was your that initial contact with the Jaguar houses.
Oh, Mother Rose.
Hello, all. Chameleon.
Hello.
Ingrid says, "Yes, Mother Rose is joining us for this mission briefing." Okay, I'll just get right into it. First real mission briefing. It's pretty exciting. She grabs her tablet, messes with it a little bit, and points at the big screen, at which point in the big screen you see a map of the whole planet, of the entirety of Infanzon, largely labeled like this, like what you have here. So she says, here in what we generally refer to as the Imperial Core, she motions to the southern end of the largest continent. There is a city called Mohan Garden. She points at Mohan Garden, which is labeled on the map, at which point it sort of like expands out into like a big sort of urban map of the city. She says, "This is Mohan Garden, a major city. In the south here, there's an army garrison, 38L0, which has a large research hospital in it. There's a Union team of scientists working at the hospital, but when diplomacy broke down, the Magellanics kept them as prisoners. So I think they're still working, but they're not allowed to leave. We could have waited for an opening to attack this garrison to extract the scientist, but a better opportunity has presented itself. She kind of motions to the screen again, and two pictures of two ugly guys appear on the screen. One of them is, so one picture each of an ugly guy. One is labeled as Commissioner Jack, and the other as Commissioner Walfer. They're not ugly in the same way. One of them is ugly like, "Nyeh," and the other one's ugly like, "Brr." You know what I'm saying?
The Bebop Rocksteady paradox.
Kind of, yeah.
Vulcan Skull.
There you go. That's probably, yeah, let's go with Vulcan Skull. Bebop and Rocksteady are unfortunately both too beefy. So she says, Mohan Garden has 4 peace office precincts. Their jurisdictions are kind of purposefully nebulous, and they often get into skirmishes with each other. Our intelligence tells us that the North and West precinct are gearing up for a big fight over several neighborhoods. As this is happening, our Jaguar House comrades have triggered a toxic event at the hospital, so the Union scientists have been moved here. And she points at another point on the map where you see a picture pop up of a wide, sort of brutalist 3-story building. This site, he continues, is in the projected peace office skirmish area. The military knows that something's going to go down with the peace offices, so they've moved their mechs away from this installation. There are still military personnel inside, though. A Union Naval Department extraction team is going to break in, neutralize security, and extract the scientists. Your mission is to get to the site, then cover their vehicle until it reaches a rendezvous point where Jaguar House operatives will extract them to the city's maintenance tunnels. She motions to Red Iron, who stands up and says, attacking while this skirmish is happening means that neither precinct should be able to muster a full coordinated response, but the battlefield will be unpredictable. Mother Rose and her Jaguar House operatives will send you updated info as the mission progresses. You should prepare to face heavy resistance, as these precincts are extremely well funded and armed. They possess significant mechanized chassis force, but they're not nearly as well trained as the Magellanic Army. Any questions?
We are going into the North jurisdiction?
You are going into the border between the North and West jurisdiction.
Okay.
You said that the Jaguar House was the one that we're escorting them to?
You are escorting them to a rendezvous point where Jaguar House operatives will extract them.
Do we have anybody on the inside?
Well, we have the extraction team, so some Union Navy soldiers will be there. Other than that, we just have the intel that we know the scientists, we know who they are. We just have the intel that the Jaguar houses have been able to provide us.
I'm a little bit familiar with this area.
Well, that'll be useful.
But we are going to have to watch out for the other garrisons, and certainly if any other peace officers decide to stop their fighting and focus their attention on us, we'll be swarmed pretty easily.
Yes, we are expecting things like that could happen. They're just, from our intel, they're pretty disorganized about it. So it's hard to predict where exactly they're going to be at all times. This is why we're going to have some up-to-the-minute Jaguar House intel. But you should go in expecting that getting swarmed could be something that happens. We don't have good intel on what exactly their mechs look like right now, because they just got new mechs and we haven't been able to track down what exactly they're capable of doing. But also, generally, their pilots are fairly inexperienced, or at least the majority of them are. So even if they have brand new tech, it could they wouldn't necessarily be able to bring it to bear, we hope.
Will Jaguar House be providing anything else on the ground while we're in the middle of the mission?
Just intel and, well, I'll let Mother Rose explain. She says, yeah, we'll be providing intel. We'll also have a few sort of contingency distractions if it looks like for some reason the fighting clears out early, or there's like a very clear winner early on, we've got a couple other things we can set up to distract them. But that's about it. We don't want to have two mech teams on the ground at the same time, because our avenues of escape can get pretty crowded. So you guys are going to be the main point here, while we are sort of providing cover and distractions and information.
Speaking of extraction, what's our plan to get out of there? Are we going into these tunnels as well?
Red Iron says, no, we have a pathway that we can move your mechs through, which will hopefully get you out of the city limits. And he goes back to the map and basically shows you this route. And essentially, for the rest of you who are not really familiar with Mohan Garden, it's like laid out in a really weird way. There's like just big, like just huge parks throughout the entirety of it. And so basically the pathway is through like an urban area and a bit of a park. And then like inside a park is where the rendezvous area is. And then there's like a secondary thing where your mechs are basically going to go into a reserve and then through like a forest. And hopefully, lose anyone who's behind you.
Well, hopefully we won't have to deal with that. If there's enough chaos created, hopefully that's enough cover for us to slip in, escort the scientists and the evac team, and then be able to get out, hopefully again without too much notice.
That's right. We expect that they'll be too busy fighting each other, and also that their information is probably not up to date since this is a military thing. So even if they see you extracting this vehicle that our doctors are going to be in, they might not chase you because they might not think it's that important.
Do we need to do anything to our mechs, do you think, to make them look more official?
No. They'd be able to tell right away just from we're not going to have the correct RFIDs. So
okay.
It's just better if you just put the pedal to the metal and try to get in and out as quickly as possible.
Will the vehicle be able to keep up with us, or are we going to have to slow down for it?
You'll almost certainly, given some of these after action reports I'm looking at, you are going to have to slow down for this vehicle.
So all over again.
I don't know that there's a vehicle on the ground outside of maybe a jump ship that can keep up with your mechs at this point.
Okay.
Oh, I should say I will be running the operation from here. Once we establish the link, you only have to call control to get in contact with me. And we're always going to have an engineer as part of the mission here as well. So Chio is going to be our main, Miss Chio Hendricks is going to be our main engineer. And for this mission specifically, we'll also have Miss Kimber Cryer as part of it. Generally, the look kind of looks towards them. Kimber is asleep. Red Iron kind of grumbles a little bit. All right. Any other questions? All right. Absab, and Absab, kind of a little hologram Absab at the center of the table, like starts like spinning, like he's like a little disc. And all of the monitors in here, and there's monitors along basically you know what I'm talking about? They're like up on the, like right up to the ceiling along the walls. There's a main big monitor on the front. So all of those monitors, whatever information they had before, they all changed to a countdown. So it's like a black field with yellow, that kind of like, the numbers I'm talking about. They're
yeah.
The little individual.
Sorry about that.
So those classic digital numbers. There's this big countdown. Yep. That says 43 hours, 8 minutes, and then it actually has seconds counting. Above it, it says Operation Scalpel.
Nice.
Red Iron says, all right, this is the beginning of Operation Scalpel. Heavy shuttle launches in 43 hours and 8 minutes. Prepare any way you need to. Engineering is available to you. Rest, eat, take a shower, whatever you do. Up, go.
Yes, sir. All right.
As everyone's clearing out, Mother Rose, may I have a moment with you?
Sure.
Just wait for everybody to leave.
Yeah, Ingrid and Red Iron kind of look at each other real quick, and they're like, "Oh yeah," with blah, 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 and they kind of like move out, and then the room clears out.
Mother Rose, I do want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to show how good Jaguar House is. But my understanding was that this was only going to be a mission, and now I feel like I've been tapped for a much longer stay than what I was initially led to believe. Did I misinterpret something?
Maybe when Ingrid was introducing things, I think she alluded to the fact that this would be a longer sort of deployment. But you're right. You weren't giving the full information about this general mission, about this full operation, because we had to keep it under wraps. If we told you that you were going to be part of a task force of some kind, that in and of itself would have been revealing. We're pretty good about security, but we've had moles in the past.
Okay.
So we had to keep this very hush-hush. Are you having problems?
I mean, the team is fine. I think Dr. Bees is probably the most tactical person I've met in a very long time. And certainly the one that goes by the code named Bandwidth provides a lot of support. But I'm concerned that we haven't really functioned well as a team yet. And I'm afraid that if we can't become a cohesive team like I usually was with missions with Jaguar House, that this could just blow up catastrophically.
It is tough to start over, but that's part of the reason why you're there. It is my understanding that you actually are the person with the most combat expertise in the team. Asterisk, that doesn't involve giant monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually the one best versed with dealing with Imperial forces. You've done it the most. And I know that you're still relatively new at it.
Yeah.
But this is why they asked us to send a pilot. And this is why we sent you, because I know that you're not going to let other things get in the way of the tactics. That, and honestly, you and Tank are very distracting to the other pilots, and we wanted to separate you, but that's less of a...
I understand. Tank left me a going away gift, which I don't appreciate. But next time I see him, I'll give a proper response.
Just so you know ahead of time, Tank is involved in this operation. So please try to...
I will be professional during the mission. When the mission concludes, if he comes back with a black eye, that's on him.
All right. I think you're the only person that we could have really submitted for this. I know that you've immediately assessed probably the biggest problem, which is that this is a very disparate group.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to find those things that you have in common, and you do have a lot in common. If nothing else, we're all working to Empire's end.
Is that the end goal, is to take down the entire Magellanic authority?
Eventually it is. For this group, I think the point is to pave the way for the larger Union forces to then begin taking actual land. Right now, from what I understand, what you're going to be doing is either weakening their positions or strengthening their positions. So, for example, rescuing these doctors is going to recover a significant sort of material advantage because they're scientists that are good at their job, but B, because they've actually been working with the Magellanic Army and they may have been privy to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, because they're people and they don't deserve to be imprisoned. But as you know, we always have to pick our battles. There's lots of suffering, and we can't just stop every 5 feet to help everybody. We have to be tactical about it. So,
well, that's my other concern is the children. Is there going to be a large influx of children in need after this mission that we do?
I don't think so. Usually, the largest influx that we get is when a new eugenics work program starts.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there are no plans that we've discovered in Mohan Garden. Really, the worst one that we're seeing in the horizon is out of Farfaros, which is down in the down south.
South, yeah. Okay, well, thank you for being honest with me. I was a little taken aback when I thought we were doing one thing and then they said I was sticking around for more. I will do my best to represent Jaguar House and hopefully we can coalesce as a team to be an effective nuisance to the authority.
Excellent. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Please be safe.
She nods and gives you a little wave, and then she pops out.
All right. Now I exit the meeting room into wherever we're at, hallway somewhere.
Yeah.
And go and find everybody else.
Okay. Where is everybody else? Did everybody scatter? Or are you guys like out in the hallway talking about the mission?
Tucson would want to talk about the mission if anybody would be willing to listen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd probably be there listening, talking to Tucson.
Yep, I'd say the same, unless that's like a 35-minute conversation.
No, the conversation only lasted that long. So basically, you guys walked out of there and have been sort of comparing notes. So you get to the real meat of the conversation right as Chameleon pops back out.
Gentlemen, are you strategizing?
Yeah. You're from, you've been through this garden area we're going to.
It's where I grew up.
Okay. What's the sort of background look of things? I want to try to get some colors that match it so it don't stand out too much.
Lots of greens, lots of browns, lots of decay, unfortunately, especially with, I mean, it looks shiny and nice from the outside, but when you look a little bit harder, you just see that this whole city was quickly built. It was kind of forced to be a gym. And unfortunately, Mohan Gardens was built with flora that was not from this area. So a lot of too much work was spent trying to keep everything together, and then it kind of collapsed.
All right. I guess I can work with that. Do we need to worry about folks on the street through here?
Yeah, this is still going to be civilians. This is a city. It still has day-to-day operations. So there, if the peace officers are fighting with one another, that'll keep most people clear. I'm hoping, but anytime that there is, fighting on the streets, fighting from the buildings to buildings, people are going to run. People are going to seek shelter, and unfortunately, I think that there's always going to be people potentially in the way. Unfortunate, and my hope is that we can keep most of those people out of harm's way if possible.
Yeah,
I don't think that that's going to be the biggest distraction. The peace officers fight quite a bit, and people have gotten used to navigating when those skirmishes break out.
That's good then. I'd hate to see us going through this fight and run into a crowd.
I mean, we might. It depends on whether we're moving towards a skirmish or away from a skirmish and who's caught in the middle.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled and see if we can divert around them if it comes down to it.
Definitely, hopefully, Jaguar House information, which is usually very good, will keep us on the right path. Dr. Bees, I have a question about your hives. How quickly can you move those?
Reasonably quickly. Depends on the situations we're in. to self-assemble and self-disassemble on command, but
so they could be can they be deployed ahead of us as kind of laying some ground cover as we move block to block, section by section, and then cover our rear and then disassemble and move forward again?
You'll note that they were mostly backup support, not cover support.
Mm-hmm.
They need a mech locked guidance to actually make contact with any enemy.
Okay.
So we can't see the enemy and hit them, then they can't see the enemy and hit them.
Okay.
That said, funny he should bring providing cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you basically just got a system that does that.
The scanner swarm, is that the one?
Nope, the Hive drone.
I have been working on the new system those are pumpkin trees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To work similar to the pumpkin trees. As long as we deploy it around us, and it'll make us safer within. Additionally, I can have it target enemies within for destruction.
Tucson, are you more of a up close and personal fighter? It seems to be that is your favorite method of fighting, is to bring the enemy close and then bash the heck out of them.
I served with my my walker team. I was mostly close in support, so I could get onto the biggins and hold them down, knock them down while our walker escaped. It wasn't really wise to try to fully engage one of those, and so I would just draw their attention and then disengage, pull back, and climb out of the area.
Okay. Well, I have range. I've got obviously the lance here that can go take multiple targets out in a line. So if there's any way that we can push targets together or get them in my line of sight and I can snipe them from a distance, that would always be a good thing to be thinking about. Now, I don't know if as we go through Mohan Gardens, if we're going to be in a gauntlet type situation or if we've got some room to spread out, but it's something to keep in mind. Impact, you kind of seem to be all over the place. Are you a range fighter or are you an up close fighter? What is your method of attack?
I hit stuff really hard. I do both melee and range. Honestly, if I can hit it really hard with either a weapon or, with my mech, it's fine. But I can definitely do some moving for you. And I think if we need people
like moving the enemy.
Oh yeah.
You have a RAM capability?
I got some tricks. I can definitely, maybe get some people at least closer to where they need to be to where you can melt their face.
Okay.
Just think of me as maximum property damage. If it needs to be busted, I can bust it. And I can usually get there pretty quick in order to bust it.
Okay. But I also want to make sure that we're not putting ourselves in a situation like I found myself in, and maybe you did too, where we are down because we stressed our mechs too much.
I mean, I'm not making payments on the things, so I mean, if it comes down to is it going to damage the mech but also gain us an advantage, I'm going to lean towards gaining the advantage, but I'll definitely keep it in mind. I mean, I don't want to blow it up, and I don't want to be out of action, but also, if it breaks, it breaks.
Well, that's understandable. Mechs are designed to break, especially these mechs, and we can quickly replace parts. That's the whole point of the Jaguar House mech design. But I don't want to find ourselves in a situation where any of us are out of commission and having us lose the advantage.
Hasn't happened yet. We'll see what happens. I'll definitely keep it in mind, though.
It's the yet part. We were dealing with some, and I lean in close, maybe iffy AI creatures here, but we're going to be dealing with trained mech operators, trained pilots when we're in Mohan City. So it's going to be a little different than dealing with an AI.
I don't know. I've seen you guys in action. I think we're all pretty well trained. I don't know if we do the same things.
Well, that's the thing that we need to start coordinating with.
Yeah.
Bandwidth, do you have any thoughts or ideas?
I'm just kind of trying to think about maybe altering my loadout to possibly fit urban environments, but Like I say, I'm not the one from around these parts, so I'm largely willing to hear y'all's advice and act accordingly.
Well, we will be going through urban and, kind of green areas. Are you familiar with green belts? Are you familiar with that term?
Yeah.
You can think of a lot of the parks and reserves throughout the city as green belt areas. So we may be 3 blocks in residential, and then suddenly we're in the middle of a park or the middle of a woods, and then back into urban. So I don't think we're going to be able to plan for just one environment.
Fair enough. Well, if it does help, the new frame that I just acquired does have some degree of invisibility. Unfortunately, it's really only active when I'm still.
Mine's just the opposite. It's only active when I'm moving.
Well, then
I don't have that one yet.
Oh, I don't have that one yet. I thought I had I thought I had hide or whatever it's called.
Oh, you do have infiltrator, but you don't have a metal mark. You can't hide.
Yeah, I don't.
You can't turn invisible when you move yet.
Okay. Spoiler alert. Season 2. Well, any other thoughts or ideas?
Oh, I think maybe some indirect weaponry might be a good idea. Let's get over and around.
Bombs, mines.
Yeah, or arcing weapons.
Okay.
Yeah, if I get the opportunity, I'll try to drag a couple of them out of cover and put them in your line of attack.
Well, I think between Impact and myself, if we can, get them in a triangulated position, we could probably take out a whole line of them pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I don't want to run into a situation where you're drawing them in and I have to make the choice of between shooting you or letting them go to not shoot you.
Yeah, I reckon I'll see what I can do about that.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, I think it's time to get to do some painting.
Yeah,
agreed.
That's a good idea.
Hey, Impact, hold back just a second.
Holding.
Hey, what was going on with Absab?
I don't know. He definitely glitched.
Well, I tried to give a note to Hendrix, and she just seemed to kind of ignore it.
I don't know. I mean, I think he still got a little bit of the heebies, but I'm kind of wondering. They're getting. Could be nothing. It could be, since what he said sounds like the mission. Maybe part of his brain is doing some sort of thinking ahead, or maybe thinking behind. Definitely worth watching out for, though. Did you tell
Kimber? No.
Red Iron?
No, I didn't have a chance to.
Might be worth hitting him up before we go.
Yeah,
we got
definitely.
40 hours and 47 minutes.
Yeah, I'll go track him down. But just so we're both clear, we both heard the same thing, right?
Oh, yeah. There's something in the tunnel.
Something in the pipes.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
totally what I said.
Okay. All right. Then I'll part and go find Red Iron, I guess.
Well, you can find him in his office.
Red Iron. Do I have to address him, and does he have a title?
He hasn't given you a title.
Okay.
You can ask him.
Sir, is there a way I'm supposed to address you?
Yes. Red Iron is fine. You don't have to call me sir. We don't really have titles in these new division operations.
I just wanted to make sure that
Ingrid wanted to make sure that you have the organizational chart.
Okay.
And he sends it to you.
I just didn't want to offend you by not addressing you correctly.
No. You don't need to call me sir.
Very well, sir. During the meeting when Impact walked in and we sat down and we had a brief conversation with Absab, he was talking normally and then he said, there's something in the pipes.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we questioned him about it, he had no recollection of ever saying that.
I see.
I tried to mention this to Hendrix and it was kind of ignored. I didn't know if this was something that everyone's working with as you try to bring Absab back into, quote, normal range, or if there's something in the pipes that we should be checking out.
Well, there are a lot of pipes in this facility, so that would certainly take a long time to check all of them. But first off, are you aware that Absab can hear us right now?
I had a feeling he might.
Yeah. So ABSAB can hear you in any, what's the term? Basically any, and he does like little air quotes, like any business area of the facility. So my office here, the meeting rooms, the engineering, the staging area, all that stuff. He can't hear you. He's not supposed to be able to hear you while you're in your room or in a restroom or some other places that are deemed private. So right now he can hear us, and you could ask him questions if you wanted.
Yes.
If you need something from him, you can talk to him then. That said, ABSAB has been through a lot. I would advise you to approach this if you're genuinely worried about it, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be. Approach this as a concerned coworker.
Yes. I'm not so much concerned that ABSAB may be having issues. I would be more concerned that if there was something that we should be concerned about and he doesn't remember it, that might cause a bigger issue for everyone later on.
I would say if he says it again, and I'll keep an ear out for it, but if he says it again and also seems to not remember saying it, we'll definitely be concerned. I'll make a note of it.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm not trying to say that we shouldn't trust ABSAB or anything like that. I just wanted to report what was said and then the follow-up.
No, I understand.
Okay, I've just gotten so used to always looking over my back that I don't leave anything to an accident or chance.
That's good. Honestly, I appreciate that about you.
No, thank you, sir. All right, well, I'm going to go repaint my mech.
All right, and he goes back to work.
Yeah, and I go to paint my mech back to its bland colors.
Okay. All right. So we'll get to painting the mechs, but we'll make time a little nebulous here. So let's talk about reserves. In Lancer, there are these things called reserves, which are basically these special preparations that you can make for an upcoming mission. These exist above and beyond your systems, and they can be almost anything. And in fact, you'd be surprised at the sort of thing that you can get as a reserve. Because this is our first real formal game of Lancer, I'm trying to start you guys off early so there were no reserves for that first mission. For this mission, we'll have one type of reserve that you can have. Again, just kind of easing you into it. I'm sure we may have some Lancer heads listening that are like, no, you should give them the full gamut of things that they could have. And it's like, listen, guys, I'm just trying to ease everybody into, because if I don't, people will forget. This way, if everybody has like sort of similar things and you hear somebody else saying like, oh yeah, I remember that. I have that too. So, 40-ish hours is a long time, so you're not going to spend that entire time preparing. In addition to the preparation time, you are going to have generally two options, and you get to describe what those options actually mean for your character. Your options are uptime and downtime. So uptime means time operating your mech. And things that might be uptime include getting your mech equipped with like a saw, so you can go outside and help trim some of the phytotelma that was like creating the reservoir. So you trim that out so that the HQ can be like above ground and not underwater. There's also the engineers have rigged up a pretty makeshift simulator, but it's pretty good. So that constitutes uptime. Downtime is really any sort of like purposeful rest or restful activity that you're doing. Actually sleeping, meditating, I don't know, painting. Basically time spent away from mech stuff. You get to pick one that your character does this time around. They do have mechanical impacts, so uptime once per scene. When making an attack, you may roll 2d20s and pick the highest result. So basically, you get to pick to have D&D advantage on an attack roll. Downtime once per scene. We're rolling a check or save with a mech skill. You may roll 2d20s and pick the highest result. That's with any of your mech skills. Basically, if you have to roll a check or a save, you can opt to do that once per scene. And that means that if there are multiple combats in the mission, this refreshes at the beginning of each combat. So you should definitely use it, each scene. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so we can't have an uptime and a downtime at the same time, right? So over these 40 hours, I can't say, well, I spent 20 hours helping clean out the muck system, and then I spent another 20 hours just meditating on home and what this mission means.
Correct. There is not quite enough time for you to either get prepare your mechs, get that meaningful rest, and also spend some time, like some active time in your mech to kind of get used to it and gear up for it. So you do have to choose.
Okay.
Does anybody have something in mind that they want to do?
Yeah. Would I be able to spend downtime starting to secure space for what I plan on moving in? Or for, getting biolabs up and running, getting hives up and running so as the rest of my research can continue?
We'll say that specifically for Dr. Bees, yes, we can count that as downtime.
Right.
Okay, so Dr. Bees is going to spend a significant amount of time printing out comb arrays and bee boxes and pouring through entomological data that you guys have picked up while you guys were out there. Okay, who else?
Tucson is going to go for uptime. There's stuff that needs to be done around the facility, and so the manual labor is what he'll be doing, cutting away the vines and other plant materials.
Okay. While you're out there, you get strafed by some makeshift critters that are still flying around.
Oh.
They don't. Yeah, they kind of shoot at you and they do a barrel roll away. They don't stick around, but they're still around.
So Abzab hasn't been able to regain control of them yet?
Was it Abzab that had control of them?
It was unclear.
Yeah. Something to bring up, definitely.
Would socializing be considered downtime?
Yeah. As long as it's generally a sort of relaxing situation.
Yeah, I'd like to spend some time just kind of introducing myself to the engineers that we've met, just general chat with them, find out about them, learn a little bit about their backstories, just so, I'm comfortable with them and they're comfortable with me.
Sure. You spend some time talking to them. They're all pretty young, definitely. I think the oldest one is like 30. And as I think we talked about before, this does kind of feel like for the majority of this team, this is like their first big mission where they're actually not students or apprentices or anything like that.
So maybe I'll do a little bit more, not like joking around, but a little bit of humor here and there to put them at ease and tell them that I've been impressed with the work that they've done on our mech so far, and welcome to the party, pal kind of comments.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, you get some traction with some of them. Definitely from hanging around engineering and talking to them, you realize that they're extremely busy. Getting this facility up and running, right? It's the facility is up and running, but it's still kind of bare bones.
Right.
They need to go print out Tucson a chainsaw, and they need to patch the latest thing for the subalterns, which is the only way that so much work is getting done is because they have these little robot guys kicking around. So there's a thing where you can have a conversation with one of them, and then they're like, "Oh shoot, my print's done," and they have to run out and
Yeah, like
do whatever. So
it's like I don't want to interrupt them while they're working, but like if they're eating a lunch or a snack or a break time.
yeah, you get in some break times and you get in some like kind of repetitive work times as well, where
Mhm.
they're like, I don't know, brining, again, Tucson smack. And just like
Hooray!
they have to like spray brine it so that it's like muscles don't dry up.
Okay, yeah, that's what I do then.
Well, if you, I mean, feel free to familiarize yourself with their profiles. You can
Yeah.
definitely get all the stuff that's there where they studied or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely the first stuff that comes out. Okay, who else?
I pick downtime.
Okay.
I think I'm going to not necessarily be antisocial, but find a place where I can hang out and, I don't know, read some sort of book. Doesn't have to be an actual book because, I mean, everything's a tablet now. But just
There's actual books still, but yeah.
Ooh, I might have an actual book, yo.
The thing is, so one important thing is that the Magellanics really throttle OmniNet access,
Mm-hmm.
but here you actually have full OmniNet access. So if there's some book or show or something that you had been wanting to get a hold of, it's a lot easier now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's this classic. It's like seriously centuries old, and it's called Big Jaws.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Spend some time reacquainting yourself with the classics.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and put down your write it down somewhere.
Downtime.
Yep.
And the specifics of the bonus, if you would speak them once more into the ether, I shall write them down.
Yeah. So once per scene,
Mm-hmm.
when rolling a check or save with a mech skill, you may roll 2d20s and pick the highest result.
Yeah.
So Rodrigo, since Matthew's asking this question, there's a thing in our CompCon under our pilot tab that says reserves and bonuses.
Yeah, so you can put them in there, but the problem is that reserves are a good place to put things that aren't necessarily within the normal rules of the game.
Okay.
So you'd have to find something that is like not something that necessarily already exists, right? When you go in, like there's a
Sure.
bunch of like suggested menu
Yeah.
options. So you can go to custom reserve. So you can go reserves and bonuses, get the little pencil, and then go to custom reserve, and then write that stuff on there.
Okay.
And it hopefully shows up. Again, I don't get to see the player facing side of CompCon that much, so hopefully it's in there when you enter active mode. I would still make a note of it somewhere on a pad or something, just in case. But now is a good time to try it. So if you want to put them in there,
that's what I'm going to do right now. Now, would this would be a resource or a mech reserve or a tactical reserve?
So you would go to, so there's a specific tab for a custom reserve.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And then at the top, it says custom reserve. Then it says
I guess
resource, mech, or tactical.
I guess it would be tactical.
There they are. Hey.
Oh yeah, it's there.
And
it's just
there's an alien MRI machine.
Yeah.
Okay, what's bandwidth doing?
Okay. Would I be able to use downtime in order to secure like some of the basis processing to do just a listening routine to try to detect on the planet as we orbit it, like any kind of anomalous or paracausal large events?
Sure. You can work with ABSAP to set up something.
Okay.
It's going to be relatively limited to basically where, like, times when your side of the moon is facing the planet. But you'll get, a few hours every day, definitely. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Did everybody get their reserves? I think so. Okay. So what are you guys doing to paint your mechs, or like what color are you trying to paint your mechs?
Browns, grays, greens.
Okay.
Yep. I think very much in like a splattery camouflage kind of ununiform
Yeah.
pattern. Yeah.
Rusts.
These are still
Just
the same mechs, right?
Yeah.
The same print.
Break up the silhouette.
Yeah, some of the engineers actually suggest that they can like print you out like basically like mech ponchos too.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Could be a
Like,
hat.
you can actually yes, you can get a hat too. Or at
Or-
least you can get a poncho with a hood, or I will say that you can get a
Those military jungle hats that snap up on the sides.
yeah, you can get basically your options for hats are like kind of those yeah, those hats that snap on the sides, or a kind of like a
boomy hat,
short,
that's what it's called.
yeah, or like kind of like a oh, what are they called? You know, like the Legionnaires hats that have like
Mhm.
the stuff down the back.
Yeah.
So like a short brim with like a back cover. Because most of the time it's like when people or like the accessories that are on the database right now are not for fashion. So they are specifically for stuff like this, like print me out like a urban camo gray poncho for my mech. If you wanted something that was like actually like fancy or like a specific type of hat or something, you have to either go find it in the OmniNet or print it out or like program it in yourself. And that would take, some amount of time and effort. But yeah, definitely like the equivalent of like a big tarp that's like city colored is very easy to get. And you can also do any amount of just like spray painting or, like, you know what I mean? Like coating your mechs with like a gray, green, brown sort of pattern.
Fair enough. Would I also be able to make adjustment to my loadout?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I want to go ahead and take out the projected shield to free up some system and swap out the light nexuses with the Oracle LMG ones.
Gonna keep the Hunter Killer in your flex mount.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You haven't taken any weapon specific talent, so
Yeah.
pretty much open to
Not
do
yet.
stuff like this.
Mhm.
And the idea here is to get around cover.
Yeah, to get over cover. Also, they have accurate, which I like.
Sure.
Yeah. And they both cost a system point, so it's a little pricey, but
Yeah, they're expensive, but
yeah.
anybody else looking to change out their loadout?
Nope, I think so.
I also hadn't noticed that my heat cap's only 4, so maybe
You may have
having a
different.
that gives me a heat every time. Maybe I should not.
Oh, does it give you a heat every time?
The projected shield if I use it.
Oh, yeah. Yep, maybe points in engineering next.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I already started that. Because I'm going to be in the same boat. I mean, different boat, but same heat cap.
Yeah.
The same melting boat. Okay. Anything else as far as preparations?
I think I'm fine with my hypercolor color scheme.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, you guys spend some time doing that stuff, and also, you eat, get some sleep. Still doing rations right now, but eventually time starts to tick close to the mission, and you guys get called by the engineers to get into your mechs, and basically the way that it is going to work is there's like a chunk of they print out a chunk of ship and basically bolt your mech to it, and that whole thing's gonna like come off and sprout some jets and slow you down when you drop. But basically you guys have to, it's just much easier if you get in your mechs, they bolt everything in, and then they move you in and like snap you into the jump ship. They move you through the staging area once they've bolted you into the launching bay, and then basically attach you onto the jump ship so that you're on the inside of the jump ship. And The ship lines up into the catapult, the like rail launcher.
Mm-hmm.
It like raises up, and the sort of ceiling opens. Water does not come pouring in because you guys drained the reservoir.
You're welcome.
And you hear klaxons and bells and stuff. Like, yep. Like,
Emergency.
yep. Like, clear the area, preparing for launch. And you hear a new voice. It says, this is your captain, Nicholas Buckendorf. We're looking to have a fine, only slightly turbulent flight into Infanzon today. Please stand by. Oh, and make sure you close your mouth and don't bite your tongue. At which point, the ship is launched out of the rail at like prodigious speeds, just like shoop, and you like immediately just clear the whole base. Spend some time flying through Ingrata's atmosphere. Things get turbulent, then things get less turbulent as you make it out into space. The ship sort of spirals into a flight pattern towards the southern hemisphere of Infanzon.
Critical Hit is a production of Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC, and is produced and edited by me, Stephen Schleicher. If you have thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, drop us an email at podcast@majorspoilers.com. If you want to discuss Critical Hit with other Critical Hit fans, be sure to join the Major Spoilers Discord. You can join it for free. There's a link in the show notes. Get into that Critical Hit channel and talk to your heart's content. If you're looking for character sheets, we've got those too. Point your browser to patreon.com/majorspoilers.
This podcast is copyright 2026 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.